Welcome to the Albus Podcast, the working man's DIY bro down. We're back for another episode of the Artist Spotlight. Today's Alex's pick. Who the hell are we talking about?
Boris.
Oh my goodness. Stick around because this is gonna get crazy. My name's Aaron.
I'm Alex.
And I'm Eddie.
Before we get into the episode talking about Alex's band Boris, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below.
Like and subscribe.
What he said, do it.
Do the thing. Woo! Because it's a show, baby.
Oh, behold, it's a show. Speaking of a show, what have you been up to, dude?
Working.
Yeah, me too. Not that exciting, huh?
Working and jerking. Just kicking it.
But sure.
Hey, man.
That actually sounds kind of relaxing the way you say it like
I
that.
will neither
kicking it and flicking it.
confirm nor deny that.
We're all adults here.
Yeah. No
By
thanks.
age
I don't
only.
kiss and tell to the universe. So, yeah. No, things are good.
I'm single, and me and myself, we mingle.
There you have it.
Ah, yes, the bitch picked her up. She was half dead over by 8th Parkway.
Well, you know, I have a lady, so usually I don't have to worry about that. And I'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. But today, we are talking about the band Boris from Japan.
Which, if I recall, one of your favorites, if not the favorite. Something along those
Correct.
lines.
Top 3 for sure, if not number 1.
Now, before you dive into the facts, the figures, the what have yous.
I want to explain why they're my favorite.
Yes. Before we get into that, I want to know, Eddie, have you ever heard Boris?
Just what Alex sent me.
I've heard.
I listened to something before and I really didn't like it because it was like really boring. Borising. I don't
Oh,
know.
gotcha.
But I mean, you know that what the songs you sent me I really liked.
I've heard 3 songs now.
And I looked at the songs. I looked at who all the members were, and then I just wrote notes about every song.
Nice.
Look at this. See, that's a bandmate taking some initiative.
Did you listen to like more off of Pink and like Heavy Rocks, for example? Because it's so cool.
No, those songs are all really long. And I was at work, so I got to listen to all of them, but you know,
I've heard 3
really
songs
good.
now.
Like they're all very different songs, so I was like, okay, I like this shit.
I've heard 3 songs now, and I told Alex prior to hearing those songs, my contribution to this podcast would have been, well, Boris was in the Melvins documentary, and they named their band after a Melvins song. That's all I would have had. Now I've heard
From
3
Bullhead.
songs. Yes.
Boris.
I've heard 3 songs, and from what I can gather, I'm 100% with you. Totally different vibes on all of them. One of them was meh. I liked the second, and I really liked the third one that we listened to today, which you said you don't have that record, but it was the first track off of it. I liked that song a lot.
Like these 3 songs that I got, like I can listen to these for like a while, and you know,
And be
still
full.
and still, you know, keep hearing different things because there's so many different things going on. They all sound like fucking different.
It might be the
And they're long
lyricist
songs,
in me.
and they're like, you know,
Yeah, they're definitely long
they're
songs.
like sometimes they're chill, and then they jam for a while, and then hey, this guy's singing 3 minutes in.
Yeah.
The 3 I sent you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I need to
I
see
really
if-
appreciate you listening to those.
Yeah, and he even took notes. You better be nice.
I highlighted them.
Look at that. Camera, get a look at that. He's got notes and they're fucking highlighted.
Dude.
That's what band members do.
I'll tell you what, you'd be so excited to check out every single one of those albums because they all, like all 3 of those have, I mean, like
And these are
like
you know,
like
in
a
the
half
past-
or a half or a third of the tracks are like really like heavy punk songs, like
The
Yeah.
song that
Like-
we listened to today
like
had a lot
stoner
of punk. to 'em.
It's just
Yeah.
like
Yeah, it's
super
very.
fuzzed
I
out.
wrote that as one of my notes. It's like sleep, like it had like a sleep vibe or something.
The one thing
sleep vibe, maybe a little faster. So like fast asleep.
There it is. The one thing that I'm gonna need to do, and I told you this, and it's probably just the lyricist in me, is I want to know what the fuck he's saying. I like his voice, I like the melody, but because he's singing in Japanese, I sit there and I'm like, okay, I love your melody. No idea what the hell you're saying. You could literally be saying, fuck you, Aaron, and I'd be going, cool.
They sent him back through time to make songs about you that you couldn't understand.
That they're all derogatory,
say,
and I'm
"Fuck
sitting
you."
here, I'm nodding, I'm going, yes, this is good, with the fucks and the Aarons.
Maybe the ex-wife did it.
Well, that would be really, really inappropriate. Uncalled for.
So, just for sake of, understanding and the record here, the 3 songs that I sent both Eddie and Aaron are, and I'm sure I'm butchering the pronunciation, but Naki Kyoku from the album Akuma no Uda, and then Kane, the Bell Tower of a Sign from Heavy Rocks.
That song was good.
And then Farewell from Pink. And again, like all 3 albums are a journey and they go all different kinds of places. And that's just what I love about them is how diverse they are and what they can do and their sound. I mean, they have a signature sound.
Definitely.
But they still...
If you like Big Muffs, they rock a Big Muff all day. And I love Big Muffs. The thing that I liked is I could totally tell... or see, I guess is the way to put this. I could see how they fit with a Melvins.
I liked how all the different albums sounded different because I was listening with my Bluetooth, so they were just in my ears, and like
they all had a Big Muff on them, and I love Big Muff.
Kyoku song that sounded like
very
garagey. If it sounded very
garage
Sabbathy.
Sabbath recording.
I thought it sounded like My Guitar Gently Weeps by the Beatles. I was like, oh, this is that. And
nice
it's very
pick out.
jammy, and at the end too, it gets like they get real jammy.
Yeah.
For a while, and it's like this is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, it starts out just very chill.
Which one of those 3 was the more ambient one that had all the delay and the near oscillation?
I don't think it's that one.
No,
maybe it's the
thinking about like
Farewell. I think
like
Farewell,
like
it
the
was
heaviest.
Farewell.
Farewell's the heaviest.
But it starts off. There's a lot of like.
I mean,
delay
when the distortion kicks in, tell me that doesn't kick you in the dick.
On
Farewell.
On Farewell. Yeah. No, I think I wrote that somewhere.
That song was cool.
It gets in the very heavy, sludgy space part.
Yep, exactly.
Awesome affected vocals.
But
nice and dirty sounding, very chill, spacey intro.
Alex
I think
and
that was the one with a bunch of effects in there.
We went on break today at work, and he brought up a good point. This is a band where you can definitely see an offshoot and an influence of the Melvins, probably more than any other band. Like I could totally hear, okay, you like the Melvins, like you could hear that, which is awesome. But then they had their own thing.
I think maybe on the second song, on the Kane one.
Yeah, not the first song.
The first song was it's very Sabbathy and Beatlesy to me, and it's just, but it gets like I think it gets loud.
Yeah.
So
it does.
I say it's very chill for about 3 minutes, and then it gets loud.
Oh yeah. It's great.
And he doesn't even sing like until 3 minutes.
No,
in, or 5 minutes.
It took a long ass time for him to sing. Yeah,
but I was just like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Again,
I don't know
it's in
the
Japanese.
The vocal thing was the one thing I think I remembered, just because it was like the second song, Kane, the Bell Towers of a Sign. Is that what it's called? That one's like heavy, I think, at the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, but like, how about the part
it's
like
very
like
distorted? Yeah, that one's like fast sleep.
Yep. The one thing I noticed about them, and I made this observation when we were listening to them together, is certain bands you can tell where the vocals are like the main thing, and other bands you can tell where it's like, and maybe it's mostly stoner rock, because like Sleep, perfect example. Whenever you hear a Matt Pike band where there's vocals involved, the vocals are like secondary to the jam.
It's got a jam.
You know what though? I mean, like, but there's something about both Matt Pike and Alice's Nernos's voices, especially Al, like the bass player, like.
No, they're great. I'm just saying, as you're writing, you can tell like you know what I mean? Like, there's bands where it's like, you got a vocal hook and you write around the hook.
Yeah.
There's bands where...
But, I mean, there's stuff on Holy Mountain that's just, like, awesome and medieval. Like,
there is a lot of that.
Going up the mountain, fighting a dragon. I don't know. Not exactly, but... Or no, like...
Who is that?
Like, Sleep. Hold on.
Okay.
Like, the one that's, like, is it Aquarius? Like... Something about acquiring a magic potion.
But again, the riff is the hook in that band, that style of music. And that's what I picked up with Boris as well. Like, I feel like the music is your hook. Definitely. And that's cool. I mean, I like that it's different than a lot of the stuff that I listen to. You know,
It's got a jam.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of stuff though where it's like the vocals are the hook. The music still got a jam, but the vocals are your hook. You know what I mean?
My understanding though is that like at least like the songs that like, you know, I did take the time to like look up like and have translated.
Oh, you looked up translation?
Yeah, I mean like it's I mean they're legitimate lyrics. Just like
what's he saying?
Just like well, I mean like I don't know in each of the songs anymore, you know, like, but 'cause if anything, it's more about like the feel, and a lot of times like you'd be correct in guessing what they're singing about, and I think there's something to be said for that, and that's why like another one of my top 3 favorite bands is Dunion from
You have mentioned them
from Sweden, and I like what little like lyrics of songs I have looked up. Been pleasantly surprised to find out that they were beautiful and very descriptive and meaningful.
So let's find out, when did you find out about Boris? How did you find out? What got you into them? All that good stuff.
Thank you, Sir Eddie. Definitely through my friend AJ. Shout out to AJ Bergen, who was like...
That was like your musical mentor, right?
He really, he really was, because he was the one that got me into Nirvana, and like,
Eric Fick was mine.
And then like, I mean, he was working at Crow's Nest, and he picked up that song off of Akuma no Uda. I think it's the first one you mentioned. Well, it's the first one I sent. It's
Naki Kyoku.
Right, that one. And I remember listening to that with him in the car, and we were just rocking the fuck out. And then as for like Kane, Bell Tower of a Sign or whatever, oh my God, in high school, you know, I would rock that all the time.
So was this a band where when you heard them, you wanted to get more into them, or was it like,
oh yeah,
this is the track and I just run this track?
No, I mean like...
These are all going into my new playlist I'm making on Spotify.
Nice.
You won't find heavy rocks on Spotify, and that really pisses me off, because it's the best. You
said that's your favorite record.
It's probably my favorite record of all time. Heavy Rocks. You got to get that album. I mean, because
there aren't many rocks that aren't heavy, though.
That's the one that Kane's on, right?
The Range, yeah. Like on all three of those albums, Pink, Heavy Rocks, and Akuma no Uda, there's at least like one track that's like just sludgy and drony and like, and they let it drone out, which obviously they acquired that influence from Melvins. I also looked up that like another one of their biggest influences was Pink Floyd, which makes sense with like many of their compositions. But I mean,
the ambience and the ethereal, yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, they were also really influenced by like punk and, I mean, psychedelic music. I mean,
yeah, I really liked how all 3 of these songs sounded really fucking different.
Yeah.
Like, I thought one of them was, like, recorded...
Oh, I should have said
like,
a fourth one.
In the 60s or something? Because I know there's another band called... There's a Japanese band, I can't remember what they're called. Damn it. Something Sartori. I don't know. And it sounds like... And I think it is from the 60s. Like, the Sabbath-y...
The only Japanese band I know, and I think they're Japanese, Ben Coombs showed me, and that band's called Maximum the Hormone. And the song I think is called Alien, and it's like literally the coolest fucking song ever, because I call it the bipolar song, because it's literally like every style of music in one song. It goes from like new metal to like rap rock to like death metal, straight up to like K-pop. It ends on like K-pop. It's like, this is incredible.
They're called Flower Traveling Band.
Yes,
from the 70s. Sartori.
Yes.
Dude, it's like very.
I have one of
it's
the
very
records.
like proto-punky and very like metal, like Sabbathy metal, and then just like weird 70s sound to it. It sounds really cool.
They're amazing.
I think I randomly heard that on Spotify, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
No, you told me.
Hey, also shout out to Acid Mother's Temple and the Flying UFO Paraiso.
I don't know any of that or what you.
Did you learn those words from Alex Jones?
Acid Mother's Temple from Japan. They're incredible.
Oh, really?
I got to meet them. I have their autograph on a shirt, and they were just like chill. Like, is it at the Empty Bottle where like you walk in and there's kind of a lobby with like a pool table?
Yeah.
Yes, that's where it was. It was one of the greatest shows
of my
life.
favorite
I like
venues.
that place is awesome. Yeah.
And then there was this band from Texas called like ST37 or some shit like that.
I saw Monolord there.
And Monolord, awesome.
Yeah, at the Empty Bottle.
What a great venue.
Wait, Monolord, the electronic guy?
No, like the Doomy band. But what were you saying, Alex? I cut you off.
Yeah. Oh, well, no, I mean,
Sorry.
like, I guess, since we're talking about epic, like, venues in Chicago, it's important to mention that, like, both times that I saw Boris.
That was my question. How many times?
Twice, and both at the Metro. And
my favorite venue.
Yeah, arguably mine, too. I mean,
it is my favorite
Jesus,
venue.
they always have, everything sounds great.
It's like the one Chicago venue I've never played. The one time we were supposed to play it, our drummer broke his hand.
That'd be epic.
Oh. I played there once.
Me
and Chris got real drunk.
Yeah.
Before you played?
No, after, and got real drunk and made Dan from Alkaline Trio take a picture with us. I'm like, hey, Dan, take a picture with us. And he's like, okay. It was really fun. It was free anti-hero.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Free anti-hero, Christ. No, everyone would have gotten real drunk. Anti-hero would do the trick.
It was a bunch of like
free
punk bands playing for like a Red Scare 10-year anniversary thing. It's pretty cool.
I remember who was at that show? I can't remember this band. I can't remember their name. It wasn't 36 Crazy Fists. It was a 5.0 show, but they had somebody opening for him. The guy had
I just saw that video. I don't know. I just typed in Crow's Nest on YouTube last night, and I saw like 5.0 at Crow's Nest parking lot. I was like, whoa, Crow's Nest. There is some footage, I guess.
I missed Crow's
Like
Nest.
You get like a little bit of a window.
But
like
there was a band, and I had this single back in the LimeWire days. There was a band that opened for 5.0 where the guy had like the real short, like Zach De La Roca looking dreads, almost like braided, and they're like shorter. And that band opened, and the guy climbed up. If you're looking at the stage at Metro, there's like the scaffolding to the left of the stage. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He climbed up to the top of it and did like threw himself from the top. And I just remember thinking like, you're dead. Like everyone's going to move. You're dead. I mean, they caught him, thank God. But I was far enough back that when he climbed up, I went, he's not going to jump, is he? And then I was like, you're dead. He did like, not even looking, just like backwards. And I was like, this is going to end up on the news. You're dead. Musician dives off the top of venue and dies when crowd doesn't catch him. But he got caught. Good job.
Holy fazolies.
So one of the coolest things about these artist spotlights, just like with the Black Flag one, is then I take, knowing that it's important to you guys, I want to understand more of what you dudes are into. So then I go in and look into them. If I were to pick, say, one album of Boris that it's like, okay, I'm going to start here. What album should I go to first? Is it that Rocks one you mentioned?
Dude, I wouldn't even do that. I would be like, these 3 songs are like a good album's worth.
Honestly, like, right. I mean, they are 3 of the longest tracks on those albums.
But also, like, if this band, from these 3 songs, just by listening to them, if they change their shit up so much, it would be like too crazy.
That's why I recommend not just those
Heavy Rocks.
I mean, start with those 3 songs, but Heavy Rocks. It's just.
And I like to hear how albums flow song to song. Like, does it make sense?
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah, and Heavy Rocks, like it. I didn't used to like
the flow
of like the first like. Because pretty much like tracks 7 through like 12 or 13 or 14, whatever it is.
That album's really loud. It sounds awesome.
No, but like from there, it's just like all like just like gnarly, dirty riffs, like like
dirty,
like stoner rock.
I wrote that a couple times.
Stoner rock embodiment, like all that is holy, like But the tracks leading up to it, there's like just some really like sludgy, drony tracks and some like crazy raw punk tracks, like just like stoner punk metal.
Everything you're saying sounds good. So what were you getting at? You used to not dig
No,
that, or
no, I mean, it's this crazy because obviously, for I would imagine most people when you listen to a record end to end, you don't dig all of it, but a lot of times they'll grow on you over time, and then you'll have a broader appreciation for different things.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time I like
I gravitated towards like the really just like epic riffs and breakdowns and
I like when a record
psychedelic voyages and shit.
They actually take time to tell their story musically.
No, yeah, I mean like if I may, not to like not trying to recite like Wikipedia, but I just think it's fitting like this chunk here that how their music's been described as like experimental, avant-garde, noise, doom metal, post-metal, drone metal, sludge metal.
It's everything.
Psychedelic, stoner rock, hardcore punk.
I don't know about the hardcore punk one. That one I don't know.
No, but like if you listen to
Maybe some of the
if
others
you
will.
listen if you
they have like
That's
50
3 songs.
albums.
I was gonna say I saw that they have over 20 albums released worldwide, and I was like, holy shit, they are like Melvins.
I mean, one of their earliest albums that I own is Amplifier Worship, and a lot of that is like drony stuff, but there's also some like, I mean, they love to get like just really fuzzed out,
I like that.
like fast paced, like gnarly punk, like hardcore punk.
Fuzz is life.
I mean,
kind of punk.
shoegaze, acid rock, garage rock. Obviously, that one off of Kuma no Uda,
Garage rock,
like
yeah.
it's very garagey, but like also inspired by grunge and
Fuzz is all you need. All you need is fuzz.
yeah, even crust punk. Like it depends on what album you listen to.
So they pretty much run the gamut on
They've pretty
awesome
much
music.
they've pretty much touched every realm of rock and roll.
Do you think they've touched more rock or more roll
Both of them
at the same time? Equal?
times 1,000.
Wow, it's a lot of rock and a lot of roll. Times 1,000.
They're my favorite.
Well, there you have it, folks.
10 out of 10.
10
Sorry,
out of 10.
excuse me, 11 out of 10.
Okay, he's
Highly recommend.
He's pulling a spinal
I'm cranking
tap.
it to 11.
He's pulling a spinal tap.
I
And that's
will
okay.
rock with you.
No, this one goes to 11.
I will rock with you.
Just
Why don't
remember,
you just give me crickets?
there's such a thin
but the
line.
wolf, that's pretty
There's
great.
such a thin line between clever and stupid. That pretty much sums up our podcast.
We're not done yet, are we?
No, I mean, we're going to talk a little bit more, but I mean, that pretty much sums up our podcast.
Oh, it almost sounded like you were ending it.
No, I was moving to the next section of the Boris.
I mean, I did want to mention how many collaborations they've done. Like one of my favorite albums by them, Alter, is with Sun.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, I saw it was one of their associated acts, which I've never really listened to Sun, but
Oh,
I've heard
dude,
a song.
Shame on you.
What,
Whew.
Stephen O'Malley and Greg Anderson?
There's so many bands, though, you can't listen to them all. That's a fact. That's
But
a
it-
fucking fact.
But I mean, that album is pretty epic, and there's one song on there, I think it's called Blood Swamp, and Kim Thale is
Of course
like,
it is.
is featured on there from Soundgarden. I mean, like
Shit, you might have just given me my next time around.
Style.
it's a dark, like stretched out. I mean, none of it is fast paced. It's all like just fucking evil and doomy.
Yeah.
But it also gets like weird and trippy too. It's so cool. I mean, like honestly, I'm not gonna.
We might have to start getting a little more doomy and trippier.
If I were to do, if we keep going with artist showcases, probably my next band would be King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, for the same reason.
say
Did you
that
hear,
while
did you hear
you're
what just came out?
intoxicated.
What was it called? Something 3000 or something?
But I mean, essentially for the same reason, because like they've done everything, and the crazy thing about King Gizzard is like they're kids.
I like I like when they put shit out
They're
because
kids.
they put it
They
out so
put out
often.
their-
Very young adults.
And
They put out their
everything's always,
27th
like,
album and they're
different.
6.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I remember,
I liked the metal albums they had that just came out, or what came out like maybe a couple of years ago. Planet, is it Planet B?
no, yeah. I mean, there's also what Infiltrate the Rat's Nest or something.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Or is that the song or the album?
That is
I
a
can't.
badass
the-
title.
Yeah, maybe that's a song. Off
Whatever
of it.
that is a badass title.
But it's-
Infiltrate the Rat's Nest.
But that album.
It's all thrash. It's an ode to thrash.
I
pretty
came
much.
into them
Killer name.
with whatever the album is with Got My Knife.
Oh, Nonagon Infinity.
Yes, Nonagon
Nonagon Infinity
I would-
opens a door.
It's a very crazy album, and then they have I don't know what came out after that, but that when that Infest the Rat's Nest one came out,
I would
this is
check
pretty
that
cool.
out
But
just
then it's
on the
just
title.
very easy. But then they have an album that's very like easy listening and like chill. So the one that just came out is kind of like chill, but it
It has its moments.
gets pretty good.
And
All I know is
yeah.
I would check out any song called Infiltrate the Rat's Nest. I mean, that is fucking, as somebody that
I
titles
think it's got a little
songs
bit of a
and
like Slayer
or is it
Slayer
an,
influence.
or is it an Infect the Rat's Nest? It's like one of the two, but it's bad.
find
I
out,
think it's
because if
Infest.
Infiltrate the Rat's Nest isn't used, it will be soon, folks. I love that.
Infest the Rat's Nest.
Infest.
That's the name of
Infest.
the album. Yeah.
Infest.
Infiltrate, storm the gate.
Against all odds, infiltrate, storm the gate.
Oh, speaking of which, a sidebar, tangent. You know, this group, we never
Two
tangent.
events on the roof. That's what the guy was talking to shit. Against all odds.
Shit,
Anyways,
I
you
should
were
have.
saying.
Sorry, I should have.
We nailed that. Me and Zeke nailed
Excellent.
that. Yes,
Absolutely excellent.
yes, we nailed that. Sidebar, tangent. I just 2 nights ago watched Pick a Destiny again. My God,
Yeah,
that
but I
is
still haven't seen it in a while.
that is.
But yeah, I remember we talked about it before.
Well, we talked about it
with Ben
and
Stiller
you two
being
were,
in there,
You
yeah.
two were singing
Oh,
it and
yeah.
everything, and I was laughing my ass off. And I was
Fucking
on
Pepper
I was
Dillon.
on Netflix, and it's on there, so I'm like, oh, you know
is
what? I'll watch this. And it was 2 nights ago, and I might have laughed harder now than I ever have watching it. Like the Ben Stiller Guitar Center moment.
It's like, where the hell did you guys get that?
Yeah.
It might be because I
With
spent
his weird ass.
I spent 2 years working at Guitar Center, so maybe it hit a little closer to home.
Yeah.
But like, I was watching that, and like when he's like, took me 6 years. It's all in Latin.
He's like, he-
Took me 6 years to transcribe it, and they're like, why didn't you just get a translator? He's like, and let him know too. Oh my God. Oh man.
Father Papadillo turned me on to some shit.
Some serious shit. Yeah. Dude.
But I love the one part like where he's like, hold on, like, all right, my man, here you go, like,
Oh,
where he's like helps the other customer.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's right before he talks to
it's
him.
right before he talks to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, you mind ringing these guys up for these casters? No, but I mean, we'll get back to Boris right now, but yeah.
Yes.
If you haven't seen Pick a Destiny, it's on Netflix currently. and
All
it's
of these things rock.
I gotta
God,
watch it. I gotta watch it on the big
fucking
screen.
hilarious. Oh, another tangent. I gave you the link to the old Melvin's Colossus of Destiny, and I saw that you watched it on the big screen.
Hey, did you know that we did a Melvin's podcast on
Yeah.
the last episode?
Which is why I thought it was
Like
a
and
logical
subscribe.
transition
Yeah, if you
to
haven't,
talk about my favorite band, Boris, because they're
Boris.
heavily influenced by
well,
Melvins.
and they got their name from
Melvins.
Melvin's.
Off
So
of Bullhead.
if you haven't watched the Melvin's Artist Spotlight, go back and check that out. It was a good one. I mean, I've had a ton of fun. We did Nirvana, we did Alice in Chains, we did Black Flag, we did the Melvins, and now we're doing Boris. And I mean, these are fun as hell. It gives us a chance to either bring up a group that everyone knows something about or to learn, which I mean, I love both ways. Like I said,
Yeah, I really liked listening to these 3 songs and then
Dude,
giving notes on them.
well, and
I don't know why.
the Black Flag
no, that's
episode-
awesome. I really appreciate that.
The Black Flag one was like one of my favorites because I then went back like and watched documentaries and was like, holy shit, there's so much here that I didn't know. And I mean, I love this. So
I have a book if you want to borrow it. It's called Get in the Van.
oh hell yeah, I shall borrow this book. Get in the van.
I think I have it on audio CD as well. It's more condensed, but it's read by Henry Rollins.
Hell yeah. Oh, it's read. Oh, it's read by Henry Rollins. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, back to Boris.
Boris.
So, Boris, obviously, if you have over 20 albums out, you've been around for a long time.
92.
Yeah, 92.
That was going to be my question. When did this band start? 92.
92, and I feel like they're. I mean, looking at their discography, I would say, well, Absolute Tego was their first, and that was like you could tell just heavily influenced by Melvins, but like also Earth, because I think Sun
Heavily influenced.
Sun
as
came
Bleach?
around a little bit later, like about the same time. What's that?
I said, is it as obviously heavily influenced by the Melvins as Bleach was?
No, I mean, if anything, this album's more influenced by Earth. Dylan Carlson, like very long and drawn out. Like you could go a whole minute before that. Like
Anything
probably
changes?
probably not an entire minute, but like 30 seconds before. Yeah, there's a change in a chord. It's ambient drone, and I do own it, and I have listened to it, and I appreciate it for what it is, for sure.
Is there any record? Let's do the honest part. Out of 20 plus records, how many of them do you think you've heard?
It's gonna take me a while to listen to this band, dude.
I mean,
because
They're long songs.
No.
Well, no, it's just they're really good. So there's like so much for me to absorb.
I would say honestly,
And they're long songs.
And they're long songs too.
I would honestly say like half. But
12 minutes.
that's also including like
Compilations. And
yeah,
stuff.
because they also did shit with Merzbow, which is awesome.
Who is
So Merzbow is a Japanese noise wizard.
ooh?
He just does all kinds of crazy
I like
sounds.
all those words.
Yeah, I mean, it's all like noise. And so obviously it made sense for him to pair up with Boris, where they could like just drone some shit out and he
Yeah.
would just create crazy noises over it. Pretty cool and far out stuff, very avant-garde.
Me and my friend Rick Portillo,
I love me some Rick Portillo.
we watched the Palberta
Me too.
live stream, and there was this dude that opened up for him, and he had like a wand, and it had something to do with
Whoa, wands.
a wand, like almost like a metal detector looking thing.
but not
he would
not
move-
Harry Potter one.
But he would
Well, no, is it like what we just brought up? What's that called?
Oh no, I thought you were talking.
Ebo?
I thought you were talking about an Ebo. You
No,
hold that in
no,
your
not
hand.
an Ebo.
Oh,
No, it's
okay.
not an Ebo. It looks like a metal detector, but he had it hooked up to like pedals and doing whatever along some like I don't know, some kind of sounds that I don't know if he was playing like the keyboard or it just had sounds already pre-programmed, but he was using that as like part of the sound, like it was some pretty crazy shit.
Yeah, that's probably playing off just radio.
But also
frequency.
check out I don't remember what his name was, but check out Palberta.
I mean, you showed me them, and
Oh,
they're,
yeah,
they're
I played
fucking
them.
amazing. I've already showed Lauren, and she's in love too.
It's a good album.
But I mean, did you guys ever like get weird, playing guitar?
I've been asked that question before, but normally not about music.
Playing but especially playing music and playing guitar, because my brother taught me this old trick, and it was just like so gnarly, and so cool, like when you discover it. But like taking like a garage opener or like a remote control and like on your guitar and like whoop, 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 and you add other effects.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just like it's just fun, like thinking back to like that's where my love of that kind of crazy noise shit
The
came
experimental.
Yeah.
from. Yeah,
Experimental.
just experimenting with different shit and
Like putting a bottle on your strings, man.
Yeah, I ain't
But
farting on no
preferably
snare drum.
Budweiser.
hey,
Hi.
God be the diesel. I tell you what.
Vin
diggity.
Diesel, if you know what I mean.
Hot diggity.
Pitch Black.
Oh yeah.
No, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I could talk about Boris all day, but
So why don't you wrap us up, because we're getting to about that time.
all right. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess like kind of following up off of what you said though, like Amplifier Worship, in my opinion, their second album.
It's an awesome album name.
No, it is,
And I worship amplifiers.
And
so
on
that's
the cover,
awesome.
on the cover's like a lizard. It's great.
What the hell does that have to do with an amplifier?
I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't
the
matter.
name's already cool.
It's just awesome.
That's
exactly.
true. Not as cool as Infiltrate the Rat's Nest.
Infest the Rat's
No,
Nest.
I like Infiltrate better.
All right.
Hey.
And Storm the Gate.
But I mean that's one I recommend because like it gives you a taste of what they already kind of like established in their first album. Like there's some drone and ambient stuff on there, but then there's also some great like punk and stoner rock tracks, just like there are in the three I mentioned, Akuma no Uda, Heavy Rocks, and Pink. They go all over the place. If anything, like a third of all of them are devoted to like, kind of like hardcore, like stoner punk, like big muff fuzzed out punk, like fast paced.
I think hardcore stoner punk is like
That's
the perfect genre.
Title. Yeah,
no, the perfect genre.
No, yeah, I mean, like, and they're like one of the pioneers of that kind of. Not pioneers.
They just like merged a bunch of like shit.
Yeah, like
that needed to be merged.
Purveyors.
Kind of like ambient doom pop needed to be merged.
Purveyors of fine punk.
And we're doing it. Ambient doom pop.
That's a good name. Purveyors of fine punk.
That is a fucking great album title. Anybody wants to use
like
it.
and subscribe.
Anyone wants to use it, all you gotta do is buy us the 30-pack.
No.
It's a show.
Oh,
Who can get their fakes board up quicker? Shit.
Oh, here I go.
Oh, my app restarted.
Oh, no.
Oh, here we go.
You ugly, and you're ugly, and your mother ugly, and your sister ugly. You just plain old ugly.
It's totally Eddie Murphy, right?
Open up.
Don't sue us.
Oh, pay.
You are an idiot.
True. I am. Oh.
Who was I saying that to? You have to like and subscribe to find out.
That's right. So Alex, bring us home, Slice. Let's close up the Boris book. Get to it. Wicked Wednesday awaits.
All I gotta say is they're arguably my favorite band. All three members are gods to me, but especially Wata, the guitarist. Probably my favorite guitarist.
Wata on vocals, lead guitar, and keys.
Correct.
Also essential to humans surviving.
And there's
Did anyone get that?
I almost said Takashi 6ix9ine because that's the only other time I've heard that word. Takshi? That's on vocals, bass, and guitar.
Yes, and like what's so cool is...
And the drummer, Atsuo, is on vocals, drums, tambourine, and electronics.
Right. No, yeah, but he's an awesome drummer.
That's cool to have like everything pretty much in the band. I mean, that's electronics and just like regular band is awesome.
But dude, on bass and guitar, he has like a dual in one instrument.
He's got to have so much
like
back
a dual
problems.
neck, like
yeah, that's
bass
awesome.
I've always wanted one
Okay,
ever
well
since I saw.
that explains the cover on Akuma no Uda.
Exactly. Which actually,
who is that? Who's that? That's
the singer.
That's Wada.
No.
Other one.
Oh, that's Takshi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because he has the dual neck.
So
Bass.
it's a bass and a guitar.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's why I said he's got to have back problems.
I've always wanted one ever since. Like I saw videos.
Now
of him
I want
playing.
one.
But like, what's cool
if
about
I could sit down, I'll play one.
what's cool about
Standing up,
I want to stand up and play one. Shit.
fuck up my back.
what's cool about the
That needs to be at a donut jam. Shit.
the album art
It's a good place
for
it.
that album, Akuma no Uda, is it's actually an ode to like Nick Drake. I don't know if you're familiar. 70s, acoustic
Porn star.
folk artist. He's awesome.
Yeah. You know, I've been listening recently to Turned Out a Punk podcast, and you hear a lot of good, like, old punk history from, like, the 70s and shit, and, like, when bands broke out, like the Sex Pistols. And
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, that's that. Alex Zeke recommends Boris, 11 out of 10. If you could, please like and subscribe. Give Boris a listen. Why the hell not? Learn something.
Come on!
Exactly. My name's Aaron.
I'm Alex.
And I'm Batman.
it's just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Just kidding. He's just steady.
I'm Eddie. Shit.
Rock on!